Welcome back to Short Scale Modelling. This is part 12 of Imai's Kia Maru ship. Scale is 1 to 350. The last part of the build. So before we get to the final reveal, my thoughts on the kit as always. Now, I've never actually done any kits from this particular manufacturer before. I've certainly never heard of the ship. So I didn't know what I was going to get when I started this build. I've learned other people from the Facebook group I'm with said that these kits are a particular gentleman, he tries to get as hold as many as he can because he loves them, and I can see why. It's a little ship for the size 1350, so it's not my usual scale building and building ship. I think this is probably the smallest one I've done for a four-masted ship, but they are really good. My only problem with it is it's a waterline. I would have preferred it a full hull, but the waterlines are fine. Now, you know that's just a personal peeve. I wouldn't let that dissuade you from getting the kit because it is really good. The one of the points that may draw you to it is the fully formed hull. You don't have to put the hull together. Sometimes that can be a pain, putting a hull together. This is fully formed. And with the deck having the pre-drilled holes for the rigging, well, parts of the rigging, that also helped as well, especially if you're unsure about the rigging. But saying that, I wouldn't attempt this kit if you were a beginner because it would be too technical, in my opinion, unless you're brave enough. I mean, obviously, if you feel that you can do it, jump into it. But I would say because of the scale, you want a little bit of experience before you try and tackle a kit like this. Because it's an older kit, the instructions are not fantastic. The the instructions are basic. I would imagine it was for the Japanese market anyway, so, and later on translated to English, which is also helpful, of course. But the diagrams and that could have been better. But the rigging diagram was easy enough to follow, again, if you've got a little bit of know-how. But there again, in this day and age of the internet, it's quite easy to find a diagram online, how a ship should be rigged. But again, if you're not sure, don't let that dissuade you. If you feel that you want to get into this sort of model building, like with the rigging and that, as I said, the rigging looks complicated, but it really isn't. Once you get your head around the anchor points and where each line goes, it's actually relatively quite simple. As I said in previous parts, the biggest obstacle is running out of room when you're rigging these kits. You know, so again, that will come with experience as you go along building them. So try not let that sort of dissuade you from doing a kit like this if you're thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind doing a sailing ship. Of course, get a bigger scale will help if you haven't done a rigging ship before. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this kit, and a lot of manufacturers suffer from this with sailing ships, they don't supply the pulleys, the dead eyes, the turnbuckles, and so on. There's only a few kits I've came across who do supply them, and if you don't have them in your stores, you have to go and buy them, and it's quite difficult to get it into that scale that you're working on. Now, to be fair, on this scale they'll be minuscule, hence why I didn't use any. I don't have any of that scale in my rigging drawer, and they're too small for me to scratch build. My eyes couldn't cope if I tried to make any blocks or pulleys or that. So that's a bit unfortunate. I would have liked them to be included, but you can't have everything. As I said, a lot of manufacturers do this. They don't include that part of the build. There's a couple of Rebel kits that have it. The Constitution class, for instance, they have a good selection of pulleys and turnbuckles to go with the USS United States. But as a rule, a lot of them don't supply them. One of my other bigger gripes with the model ship kits, and not just with this one, all of them, is the sails. I do not like the plastic sails that come with the kit. They never look right, in my opinion. Generally, when I build a kit, I never put the sails on it. I'll use a cloth, a bit of linen to make the sails. But I decided on this one not to do it. There was two reasons for that. One, the scale. I didn't think the scale really wanted it be too time consuming to make tiny scales. And two, I didn't think the mass would be strong enough to hold the extra weight. So there's just a couple of little niggles for this kit, but it's more of a generalization and not really the case. As I said, it's more of a problem throughout model shapes and plastic model shapes uh, than say wooden ships. Wooden ships, you generally get all the bits and pieces that you need to build the model. So once I got over that little niggle, I actually loved this kit. Now, my dodgy painting aside, and I can't emphasize this enough, I'm not sure whether the camera picked it up or not, but the painting of it from me was atrocious. I don't know whether you think it looks good on this or not, I don't know. But looking at it with the naked eye, I can see all the painting mistakes and they're really bad. I don't know what's happened to my painting ability on this kit, but it completely left me. These things happen, I know. Maybe I should have just stopped and waited. I don't know. But I was enjoying the build nevertheless, so I just carried on. But I'm disappointed in my paintwork. I would highly recommend this kit. There's a lot into it. It's a beautiful little size as well. It's very easy to display. It doesn't come with a display stand, hence why I made my own base. But I actually enjoyed making the little base with the realistic water. That realistic water, by the way, is quite expensive, so you may not want to go down that route. For the bottle I had, I've had it for a couple of years, and it was about £25. I don't know what that is in dollars or whatever, but it's very expensive, and you need quite a lot of it. But that aside, I would still recommend the kit, even though it's a waterline, because you can display it a different way, of course. It's all personal choice. Now, for the recommendations, though, realistically, I would say someone with intermediate to high skill should only attempt this kit. If you are a beginner to the hobby, I wouldn't try this kit. If you've got skill in other parts of the hobby, say armor, cars, or something like that, then by all means jump in and have a go at this kit, because you'll understand the processes and the nuances of shaping the plastic and tidying up and things like that. You'll have experience with all that. But if you've never done a kit before, stay away from this kit, because you will find it too technical. Hence why intermediate to highly skilled builders should really only attempt this kit. The actual build itself looks basic, but if you combine that with the rigging and the small parts, it can be quite difficult. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling on as usual. Up next is the final reveal. But before I get to that, why don't you have a look at my channel? There might be something there that you like to see. There's a couple of ships on there, armor, sci-fi, planes. I'm not very good at aircraft. I must build more of them, to tell you the truth. And you see if there's anything you like. If there's something that you'd like to see and it's not there, give me a shout and I'll see what I can do. If I haven't got the kit in my stash, I'll see if I can get a hold of it and do it. Just leave a note in the comments and I'll see what I can do. So if you make a suggestion, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be kept up to date on my next build and future build. So you never know the kit you want to see, I may do. Hit the like button. Don't be afraid to leave that comment. And of course, you can share the video. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the final reveal. And thank you all so very much for watching. I'll see you on my next build. Bye for now.